Good evening, inmates. How's your lockdown going? You can't answer, so welcome back to Reopening the X-Files. Marina and Nate's shallow walk through the TV phenomenon, The X-Files. I'm Nate, also known as the Ultimate Movie Geek, and once again I am joined by my lovely wife, co-host, Powell, aka Mrs. Movie Geek, which don't really like that name, do you?
No, I don't. I wouldn't ever use it, so I don't really know why you call me that.
What should I call you then?
Whatever.
Well, you can't just say I don't like it and then whatever.
Just call me Powell.
Powell. All right then. So we are on to episode 8. Episode 8, Ice. Now, for me, this is one of my favourite episodes from series 1. Possibly the best episode of series 1.
I would go further than that. I would say this is in my top 5 of all.
10 years worth of X-Files.
10 years worth. This is in my top 5. This.
You know what? I don't disagree with you. And the funny thing is, it's an episode that is made on a cheap, really.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in a bit. Should we do the plot? Do you want to do the plot?
No, you do the plot.
I do the plot. Mulder and Scully are sent to investigate the death of an Alaskan research team. Isolated and alone, the agents and their accompanying team discover the existence of an extraterrestrial parasite organism that drive their hosts into impulsive fits of rage. And there's the plot. So, yeah, go on. Describe it. Tell us what is good about this episode.
It is.
For those who haven't seen it.
It's an isolation one. It's quite a nice one, I suppose.
Yeah. Yes.
Current climate. They're in isolation, so there's this Alaskan, like you said, drilling core company.
Yeah.
Everything was going really well, and they stopped receiving messages from them, and the last message was really strange.
Yeah.
They didn't know
we
what was
are
going
not
on.
who we are.
Yeah, we are not who we are. This ends now, and it was. I always fancied him. I have to say at the beginning. The guy at the beginning.
He's the stunt coordinator. I should have kept that for Fanboy Facts. He was the stunt coordinator on the show.
Yeah, I always thought he was quite fit. Shame he had to die. But that's how it starts. They get called in, so they get a pilot who flies them up to Alaska in a storm because there's no way in or out, and this one guy agrees to do it. So they get there, basically.
Nothing.
No, everybody's dead, aren't they?
Yeah, dead town. Population then.
So they get there, they sort of start discussing what's happened, this, that and the other. The pilot is the first one to then start to take.
Yeah, so what happens is there's a dog still alive. You wonder what he's been chowing down on for a while. And the dog attacks and bites the pilot.
Yeah.
And the dog is seen to have some sort of torn skin, damaged skin, doesn't it? And some buboes under his arms. Dog. And it turns out he's infected. And he bites the pilot.
Yeah. The pilot is the first person to sort of kill him as they try and restrain him because he's trying to get out. They notice the classic lump moving around under the skin. It's whoa, and the doctor there, they sort of all pin him down, they cut it and get it out.
Yeah.
Put it in this little jar and then sort of looking at it, and Scully said, they're like, oh, is he? And she's like, no, it's too late.
They put it in ammonia as well, don't they?
Yeah. So he's dead, but he had the symptoms, and then it sort of goes from there.
Yeah.
They start Scully does what she does best and starts doing it. She's amazing considering she's a medical doctor.
She's a medical doctor.
There's nothing that she can't do.
No, because there was an episode we watched the other night where she looked at a PET scan, wasn't it? And she's like, "Oh my god!" And we're looking at just the brain.
No, you could tell it was a damaged brain.
Oh yeah, but she knew exactly what had happened.
Yeah, so did I, but that's only because
I knew because I've seen it before.
And she also spoke German as well.
Yeah, she did.
So basically, Scully is a Wonder Woman. There's nothing that she can't do. She's like biologist.
Understandable why I fancied her, really.
Any specialist going is Scully. She's, whatever. She's just, super lady, isn't she?
Yeah. Did you take German at school? At college. And she knows it all.
She learned it in a day.
Yeah.
But this is a fantastic one because it is that they're closed off. They're in a storm. Nobody can get to them. They can't get out.
Yeah.
It's that feeling of hopelessness, and you're totally reliant on each other. And
but
the building and the facility that you're in.
But the problem is, can you trust everyone? Like, from the moment they meet these other characters, one of the guys says, "Can I see some credentials to make sure you are who you say you are?" And that is like the theme of the whole episode.
Yeah.
That they can't trust each other.
Nobody trusts anyone.
Even down to Mulder and Scully not being able to trust each other.
Yeah. If you haven't guessed by now, and if you haven't seen it, you do watch it. If you've ever watched The Thing,
yeah,
it is literally just almost a tip of the hat, isn't it?
We'll get to that because there's a lot of fanboy facts towards that as well. So
to The Thing, there was a couple of The Things. 1980 was Kurt Russell.
Yeah, there's an early one as well.
14. Oh, was there an earlier one?
Oh yeah.
I don't know that.
1951, The Thing from Another World.
Oh.
The Thing from 1982, and then The Thing from 2011.
2011.
Yeah.
I thought The Thing was 1980. I was out of date there. But I love that film with Kurt Russell. I think it's really good. Yeah. Our son watched the recent version.
The 2011 one before the original. The 1982 version.
But he was like proper a bit creeped out by like the woman with her head on back to front walking backwards at him.
Yeah.
But it's not obviously as gruesome as that, but the whole being in a snowbound facility, reliant on each other, and then there's this thing.
But it's an alien, an extraterrestrial from the ice as well.
Yeah. Obviously the difference in this episode is it's something that's come out the core drilling, so it's something that's been here a long, long time. Which
again, it's been redone kind of in a Sky series, wasn't it? A few years ago, called Fortitude.
Yeah.
Fortitude. Where they found like a cave of mammoths.
Yeah.
And then it was, what was it?
Flies,
had Chris Eccleston in for a second, didn't it? Yeah. And it sent people mad, and they went on a killing spree.
Yeah.
So a similar sort of episode.
There's a second series. Did we watch it?
No, we didn't. We never went back.
No, it got a bit boring. It was a bit weird as well, wasn't it? But this is a fantastic episode. You can see everyone getting slightly more stressed and slightly more questioning other people. And it literally is like every man for himself in the end, where Mulder was, like you said, they don't trust each other.
No.
And they've been working together a while now.
Yeah. Well, it's 8 episodes.
Yeah, but in the it's longer than 8 episodes, isn't it? And they really should have each other's back. But they, it's just so cleverly written. And like you say, it's probably really low budget, but the story is fantastic.
It is. It's a good episode, just because it's able to tell the story within limited sets and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's good. And it's got some known actors in as well. Xander Berkeley, who was in 24 as well. You got Felicity Huffman, who was in was it Desperate Housewives? She was in that one, and then now she's in jail.
And now she's in jail, yeah. Didn't she pay? She
tried to cheat
money
or something or other.
Her daughter's sats or something.
Yeah.
As you do.
Yeah, as you do, yeah. But yeah, it's a superb episode. It is one of those episodes that make the X-Files. It's one that, when you think of the X-Files, this is an episode that you think of. I think it is.
Yeah.
Anyway. And it's also, you've got to think as well, if you are a fan of the X-Files and you've seen everything, including the film, it always comes back to what's in the Arctic or what's buried in the ice. So the ideas were already there.
Yeah, they were planted already,
It's just great. Do you want to do some fanboy facts, that part of the show that everybody loves?
Yeah, go on then, yeah.
Go on, do the theme song.
I just do did it ding. I don't know what you do.
I don't know, just sing something.
I'm not singing. You sing. You've got the better song.
Fanboy Facts. Fanboy Facts. No, I'm not doing
No.
Right. The dog in this was the father of David Duchovny's dog, Blue.
Oh.
So, yeah. I don't know.
He'll be dead now.
Yeah. You're depressing, aren't you? Jesus. Close your ears, Meg. Shush. Right. So I didn't mention it before, but this episode has a title. You know how we've mentioned Monster of the Week episodes? This episode is called a bottle episode because in order to cut costs, the action of the episode is largely confined to either 1 or 2 sets, and we see the beginning in the office, in the X-Files office in the basement. Then there's the airfield, and then they're in the Arctic, not the Arctic, Alaska, sorry. And they're in there, so it's cheaply done.
Yeah.
But sometimes those
They're
episodes are the better ones. There's a hell of a lot of Doctor Who episodes that are bottle episodes.
What the bottleneck? Is that
bottle,
what they're called?
bottle episodes.
Bottle.
Yeah. It's like shipping a bottle.
Yeah. No, they are good.
I like them. And the alien parasites used in this episode are the larvae of a darkling beetle, and in the larval stage are known as superworms. They are commonly available as reptile food.
Oh.
Except for the CG in this isn't too great, is it?
No, I mean, it's not bad for back in the day.
Yeah, 93,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's not great. Never mind, eh? Here we go. So, it's likely that the character of Campbell is named in honour of John W. Campbell Jr., the author of the story Who Goes There?, upon which The Thing from Another World, 1951, was based, which then also inspired the 1982 version of The Thing, and then the 2011 prequel, The Thing. This episode seems to have been inspired by The Thing, 1982, in which some scientists face the challenges of an unknown alien virus mutation, which we've discussed. Many of the similarities between John Carpenter's The Thing is quite coincidental, but the series production designer Graham Murray also worked on that movie.
Ah, right.
So there's a bit of a crossover there.
Yeah. I think you can't tell, but just the way the room's set up and everything.
Yeah. But they're based on like real life though. They must be.
Yeah. There's a doggy.
There's the dog. In the video message, the character Richter, who you fancied, his final video message is dated November the 5th, 1993.
Bonfire night.
Bonfire night here, yeah. This was the same day that the episode aired in the US.
Ah, right.
So that would be quite cool.
Yeah.
From the beginning, Scully and the other 2 scientists never used basic isolation protocols, which is a bit of a nod to Alien. How Ripley is the only one on the ship who says, no, he needs to be quarantined. Oh, back to that bloody quarantine, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a running trend.
It is.
The theme at the minute.
The thing
we're all
at the
safe.
minute.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Stay safe, everybody.
They handle blood, bandages and suspicious secretions without so much as a pair of gloves, much less masks with eye shields that all 3 of the medical professionals would do without thinking about.
Yeah, but have they got out? Don't forget they're in the Antarctic.
But they're in Alaska.
They're in Alaska. Have they got that?
They should have stuff like that there. You'd think they'd have stuff like that.
I suppose if they're drilling for stuff, you have to have that almost disaster recovery type of, disaster planning.
You would,
yeah.
Right. Oh well, that's Ice. One of my favourite episodes.
One of mine.
It's funny as well because Mulder is sidelined for a lot of the episode as well. He's put because he was attacked by the dog.
Yeah.
And he finds the first body.
Yeah, it's like they all round on him, don't they? Yeah. Even Scully's like, look, we don't know and I'm not against you, and she's really.
Yeah, but we'll lock you up just in case.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'm safe in here. You Safe Out There.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good one.
It's a good one. Go and watch it. And whilst you're doing that and listening to the podcast, why don't you go over to whichever podcast app you use and leave us a like or a rating. That'd be great for us. And if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. You know you want to.
Subscribe and share.
Like, share, and subscribe. Rolls off the tongue. Thanks for listening, everybody. And remember, you can follow on Twitter at Movie Ultimate and on Instagram and Facebook at Ultimate Movie Geek. And again, please share and subscribe. And we will see you tomorrow for an episode that I'm not too keen on, I think. Yeah, space. The one with the Mars face.
Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good NASA stuff, but other than that. Well, anyway, you'll see tomorrow, won't you?
Yeah.
So, sleep tight, everybody.
I made this.